Hello and welcome to today's tutorial with me, Jurassics. We're building a TNT tree farm and we have two versions, one that uses the TNT Duper and one that just uses survival style method. So hopefully you'll be able to choose one that suits your play style. The TNT Duper will do about 11,000 logs per hour, whereas the non-duper will do over 13,000 per hour, so it is better and efficient in some ways. And in terms of the blocks you'll need this for both versions, just for the main farm, and then for the TNT Duper you will need them. And then for the non-duper you will use those. The list of items will also be down in the description down below, as well as this world download, so you can get in and have a look around yourself. So let's get to it. So to start this tree farm, we're going to start by building the collection area. So we've got a 15 by 15 square with a 2 by 2 in each corner, and we're going to dig down 3 blocks and dig this all out. So I put in a stone brick base to make this a little more aesthetically pleasing, and then once you've done that, what you want to do is find the center and place a hopper in the middle, and then get your fence gate and open it, and then we want to fill this all in all the way around, creating source blocks in the corners. So from above it should look a little bit like this, and then what you want to do is get your note block, come one out and then one to the right, and this is where we'll be coming into the tree farm. So we'll be approaching it with the collection area on our left. Grab your building block and place one on top of the note block, and then come 4 out, then come to the side, and you want to come 2 along and then do 4 so it matches up with the end, and then 2 there just to create your step up, and then we'll place 2 blocks there so your base will look a little bit like this. Now grab a sticky piston and place it on this outside block, and then we'll need to just pillar out with some temporary blocks or scaffolding and place the observer like so it's pointing towards the note block. Now place a observer facing into the observer you just placed, and then come up to the top and place one facing into the most recent observer you placed. Now on top of this observer, place another one facing down, and then you want to place a repeater facing into the piston with a lever behind it, and then when it's activated the system is off. Now come down to the note block and grab your droppers and place 3 pointing upwards with a dispenser facing towards you. Add a dispenser in front of the repeater, again facing towards you. Now place a hoppers into this bottom dropper like so, and then place a chest on top, and this will be where your bone meal goes to grow the saplings. Now grab a building block and you want to place it opposite the lever on the other side of your building blocks. Place a redstone torch facing towards the droppers and a redstone dust on top. From here, place 3 blocks coming away from the block with the redstone torch on. Place a repeater followed by 2 redstone dust, and then get your building blocks again and come out 10. On the other end you want to place 6 blocks coming the opposite direction. So you will have 10 from here going left and 6 from here going right. Grab some more building blocks and on the side of the 6 place 2 out and then come up 1 and 2 out like so, and then on the other side with 10 we mirror that with 2 out and 2 like so, and then we also place a block in the corner. Now get your redstone dust and come over here, leaving the last one, which will be a repeater, and then we also do a similar thing over this way where we go all the way to the block in the corner and we put this on 2 ticks, and then this one stays on 1 tick. Now you want to come back to your middle output and come 2 blocks out, and then we're going to do a 3 block staircase. So we'll put 1, 2, 3, and then we'll remove these. Now come round to the other side and place 2 blocks there like so, and then from the redstone line we're going to place more dust up the staircase and to our right, and then this one will be a repeater on 2 ticks. So from here we're going to go back over to our dispenser on top of the droppers, and we're going to place a dirt block in front of the dispenser, and then a glass block, a melon on top of this redstone, and then a comparator going this way. Now we need to place 17 hoppers going into this dispenser, so we'll go 2, 3 out, and then along the back of our droppers come out 2, and then we'll go back 5, 4, 5, and then we'll just point hoppers into each one of these, and then the same on that side. So it should look something like that. Now you want to place a comparator coming from this observer into a repeater going into our dispenser, and then on this side we want to place a redstone dust there and a redstone dust there. So from here we want to put in the leaf crushers, so we will place a glass block here and we're going to zigzag it up. Head back down to the bottom and we're going to just scaffold our way up so that we can remove the slime blocks as temporary blocks and place redstone dust on each of the glass. Make sure you place a redstone dust on the top glass block and also one here to connect it all up. Repeat the process on the other side. Where your redstone is on these glass blocks, you want to place your building block in front of it on all 4, and then come back down and you want to zigzag your way up, going to the left first, so like so. And then we want to repeat the same on this side, making sure that the lowest row goes to the left. Once you have both sides in, you want to go into the middle and build some scaffolding up, and then we're going to place blocks in a honey slime honey pattern with the central block or the first block in the middle going 2 to either side, and then you can work your way up going honey slime honey slime. and then you want to place redstone blocks all the way up on this far left side, and then from the top down you want to place fence gates that are open, and on this bottom row you want to place glass all the way along. So once you've completed that side, we swap over to the other side and we mirror that. So bottom row will have honey blocks, and then on top of that we will place our slime blocks, and then we'll alternate this all the way up. Want to put some temporary blocks in front of the redstone blocks, and then once you've done that you want to come round to the back side of both modules, and then we're going to place redstone blocks on the end of each of the pistons, so like so. There we go, and now we can remove those temporary blocks that we put in. Now we have both of our side pushers in, we can now start on the back one. So we'll place a building block next to the repeater with a sticky piston facing towards us. Place a slime block in front of the sticky piston and then come up to the top, and you want to go 6 high. So at the bottom you want to, underneath this sticky piston, you want to place a sticky piston with a honey block on it. So you will have 7 high, and then from here we want to place sticky pistons in front of each of the honey blocks and slime blocks. So come a block away from the lowest sticky piston, so you're next to this dirt block. Place a glass block on top of the hopper, and then using the other block, I'm using the stripped oak, you want to place 6 going up from that glass block, and then you want 3 temporary blocks on top of them, and then a glass block to the side, to the right in this case, above where the dirt block is there, and then we can remove these, and that's to stop the big trees from growing. And lastly, what you want to do is place a melon on top of this observer to the left, and that will just make sure that these get powered and the bone meal dispenser will grow the saplings. And that is the main part of our build done. Now we just need to put in the TNT to destroy the logs, or to break the logs and send them into our collection area. In this tutorial you have 2 options for your TNT system. We have the duper system, and then we have the survivalist system, which will only use TNT that you have collected yourself. So let's start with that one and we'll get to it. So from the lever you want to come 6 out, and then 7, on the 7th one you want to come up, and then we're going to place a trapdoor on the outside facing towards our collection area, and then we will grab our redstone dust and bring it back to the lever, and then we will have a stone or a building brick there with a redstone repeater going into it, and then a redstone torch on the other side. And then we want to come over here and we're going to place a scaffolding there and there. Then from this one you want to go up 20, so you have a tower of 21, like so. At the top of the scaffolding we're going to place a temporary block on the block below the top, and we're going to come out 2, and then we're going to place an observer facing into the scaffolding, and then we'll remove these temporary blocks, and then we're going to place a building block on the observers, and then once again we're going to place some temporary blocks like so. Remove those two so you still have one building block with a sticky piston pointing towards you with a slime block on the front. So once you have it like so, you want to come down below about 6 blocks, place a bit of scaffolding, and then we're just going to go out as far as we can and place a temporary block underneath that, and then another one towards the center. And then we're going to get on here, place that one, and we're going to remove these 2 temporary blocks and then place a observer facing up there. So once the slime block gets pushed across, it will connect with the observer, and then it will set off the clock which we're about to build. So from the observer we want to come 6 out and put a block on top, and then 1, and then go 2 again, and then another 5, and then we'll place a block there, and then we'll leave this empty, so we'll put a sticky piston facing down momentarily, and then on each of these blocks we're going to place a redstone repeater on 4 ticks. And that is the top of the mechanism done. Now you want to come down into the collection area to the left of your tree farm and come 1 block out from your hopper and then 4 along, and then we're just going to scaffold all the way up so that we can put in the dispenser and the timer for the TNT release. So once you get here, we'll place the dispenser facing out, and then come underneath, and we'll just scaffold over once again, and where we've left this block we're going to put a sticky piston facing down, and then come up and over and place a observer facing this way, like so. So from the observer we're going to place a temporary block underneath it, and then a block to the right, and then this is going to go into our timing system, so we'll go 1 down, and then we'll come along 4, then towards us 2, and then back round another 4, and then we will put repeaters on this, so we will go like so, and we'll put these on 4 ticks each, and then here we'll put a repeater on 1 tick, and then here another 3 repeaters on 4 tick, and then we'll put the redstone dust in the corners. So in front of this repeater we are going to place a building block with a fence gate in front of it, and then we're going to just place 3 more blocks above it so that the TNT, when it comes out of the dispenser, it aligns with the building blocks here, lands on the fence gate, and then it will be released in terms of the timing from our circuit we just built. The one last thing we have left to do is to put the obsidian block just as a precaution from the same point that we built, and we're going to go up 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So go all the way to the top and place your obsidian block there, and that's just to stop any mistakes from happening. Now the last job is just to remove this scaffolding, so we've just got this tower going up. So we've now loaded our dispenser with TNT, and we also have bone meal in each of these droppers and in our double chest. Now we can come up here, turn the system on, and then just stand here placing saplings. As they get pushed out the way, we'll hear the TNT exploding and breaking the logs. And there we go, we can see that we've got enough saplings to keep it going as long as possible. So you will just have to make sure you have enough TNT and bone meal, and you will produce thousands of logs per hour. So to build the TNT Duper, what you're going to do is come up to here and place a block, and then another one there with a button on it, and then you're going to come around to this side where your capture area is, and then we're going to place a scaffolding block on each, and then we're going to tower up 18 for a total of 19. Now you're going to go up to the top and place 3 temporary blocks heading out over the capture area, and then we're going to place an observer facing this way, and then we're going to just come round here so that we can place a sticky piston facing that way, and then we're going to just come back out here and then place another observer facing that way. Then from here we're going to come back 3 blocks, and we'll dig these out, get rid of them, and then we'll place a building block, a sticky piston, and then a slime block. Now you want to remove all of the temporary blocks from up here, and then we want to head down onto this side of the farm. Make sure you find the center of the capture area and move over 2, and then place 15 scaffolding blocks up. So 1, 1, 2. We go up, and then we'll place 3 blocks along, and then a building block on top of that. From here we're going to get up and then place 3 blocks to make 4 in total, and then we're going to go 4 here, and then we're going to place a block, and then we're going to come to the side, place a block there, come up, place one there and there, so we got a 2 by 2, and where we come along we're going to place one in the back right corner. Now we're going to turn around and place a block there, and then where we've just built this we're going to place a observer facing down, and then we're going to place one diagonally, so using a temporary block we're going to place one there, and then we can remove that block. Now from here we're going to move or place some temporary blocks out this way. We can get rid of that one, and then we're going to place a sticky piston there, and then one next to it facing towards the observers. Now we're going to place a block above the observer and one to the side, and then come over this side and put 3 blocks coming off the sticky piston with a block on top of it. Now with the repeaters, we're going to come this way from the sticky pistons, and where the observers are, we're going to place 2, and we're going to set the one on the left to 3 ticks and the one on the right to 4 ticks. Now we're going to place a redstone dust there with repeaters coming out all on 4 ticks. And then from the pistons, we're going to do the same thing, all on 4 ticks as well. So from here, we're going to turn around, and where this block is, we're going to place 3 temporary blocks and then a building block on top. Take out the temporary blocks and then place a sticky piston facing down. Then underneath the piston, we're going to place a observer, and then we're going to place a building block coming out from the piston and over to the slime block. Now we're going to place an observer underneath the slime block, so we're going to place the dirt block there, the observer, and then we're going to come out 2 blocks and then come 3 this way, and then we're going to connect the rectangle. Now we're going to place a block on each of the 3 corners and remove the dirt block. Then we're going to have repeaters going counterclockwise all on 4 ticks, so there will be 6 of them in this clock. And then lastly, we're going to place a 1 repeater here on 1 tick. So we're now down here on the lower clock, and we're going to place a sticky piston there with slime blocks coming out like so. 1 here and then down like that. So it should look a bit like that. Now we're going to place the 3 fence gates, so we go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll open the top one. So we're now going to place a wall on each side of the fence gate, the TNT on top and the coral fan next to that, and then we'll place 2 of our building blocks there. From here, we now want to get on top of the main contraption. So just above where we placed our TNT, we're going to place a wall, so it's directly above the fence gates and not in the way of the TNT. And then on this part here, we're going to block out twice, going to place a piston, then we'll put a activator rail with a minecart on top, and then we're going to power that, and that will stop the TNT from activating and allow the duper to work. And that is it. And just to put in a little bit more of added protection, you're going to come into the center and over 1, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, place a scaffold there, go up a total of 7, and then we're going to climb to the top, and then we're just going to place a obsidian on very top, and then we are good to go. That will just mean that the TNT is caught by the obsidian if there is a issue with any timings. And now we just turn it on and watch it go. And that is it for today's TNT wood farm. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you like both concepts, whether you're a duper or not. doesn't bother me, but now you have an option for both. And I hope to see you next time on the next tutorial with me, Jurassics. Bye!